Coming to you from the basement of a haunted house. It's the little podcast of horrors with James, Christina, and Chris.
Hey, I'm not sure what episode number this is. Welcome.
This is episode 15.
Oh, 15. Thank you for keeping track, Chris.
Yes, you are most welcome.
You're
And
a true gent.
I try. And as always, I'm Chris.
I'm Christina.
I'm James.
He takes a lot of processing time.
Yeah. He has to buffer a little bit sometimes, to get ready. We're doing, once again, I feel like I'm the one that keeps moving around.
We're doing a live studio again.
Another live studio, but this time I'm in James's studio, and Christina is the one that's all alone.
I'm all by myself.
But she's already handling it like way better than James did. That's why I'm here, just to, make him feel better.
I was vulnerable.
Yeah, he was vulnerable.
And you were trying to tell everybody where I lived.
Yep. And W area. They're closing in.
So what are you guys drinking, Chris? That looks yummy.
This is the way, actually.
Yes. This is the way.
This is the way. Okay.
From Prairie Artisan Ales, which is another one of my favorites. So it's it's barrel aged. It's an imperial stout. So it's this mix of dark chocolate cream filled cookies is the flavor, with some toasted coconut, toasted marshmallows, and toasted almonds.
I'm not really tasting anything but the dark chocolate. I'm literally just drinking liquid dark chocolate.
It's liquid dessert is what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah, it sounds really sweet. You put it on ice cream.
Katie could probably bake some brownies with this.
This is the way.
I'm drinking like a tablespoon of Four Roses that is in my Deep Ellum glass. So I'm with you guys in spirit.
Literally in spirit.
Cheers.
In spirit and in spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Four Roses.
It's incredibly watered down. I put a bunch of ice in it because there was like a teeny tiny amount left. So trying to make it last. All right. Well, it's my story today. So this is the story of the Rosicrucian Order.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. So now, what the hell are Rosicrucians and what is the Rosicrucian Order? You might ask. So don't worry. I'm going to tell you what I could find on it because it's actually a super top secret society. So,
I mean,
not for long.
I say not that secret. Found out all this stuff about them.
Yeah.
About an hour from now, it won't be anymore.
And if you're curious, they do have a website.
Wow. This is a super secret, top secret order with a
.com.
Don't tell anybody.
So
supersecretorder.com.
So if you are curious, though, it is rosicrucian.org. Okay. And I did get a lot of stuff directly from their website.
I mean, it is still top secret because no one is going to know how to spell that in order to go to the URL.
That is true.
It's security by obscurity.
All right, so let's hop into it. So according to their official Rosicrucian website, the order's true name is Ancient Mystical Order Rosicrucis, and Rosicrucis meaning rose cross in Latin. So in this context, the cross is not a symbol of Christianity, although one kind of cute little detail that I found in Wikipedia. The Rose Cross does actually resemble Martin Luther's family coat of arms. So I don't know that that was intentionally done or not, but
Is it the top secret version of Wikipedia?
yeah, the top secret version of you have to go into the dark web to access it. So
Most of it's redacted.
yeah. Okay, so here the cross represents the human body, and the rose symbolizes the individual's unfolding consciousness. All right. So their website states that the Rosicrucian teachings are based on ancient Egyptian mystery traditions dating back to 1500 BCE. All right, so that is their claim. So according to their tradition, thousands of years ago, schools were formed to teach the mysteries of life, and only a select few students were chosen to participate. The website also makes a really bold claim that the Giza pyramids were particularly sacred and not originally intended to be tombs for pharaohs, but actually places of study and mystical initiation. Okay. Before we continue on with the Rosicrucian website and some of their claims about their tradition, so Encyclopedia Britannica, we'll get a little taste from them. So Rosicrucian teachings are a combination of occultism and other religious beliefs and practices, very vague, including Hermeticism, Jewish mysticism, and Christian Gnosticism.
Ooh,
So that's what Britannica says about Rosicrucian teachings. Okay, so hopping back to the Rosicrucian.org's claims, all right? So they claim that some Greek philosophers, particularly Thales and Pythagoras, later come to Egypt to be initiated into these mystical schools and bring those teachings to the Western world. So that's the first introduction of these mystical traditions into the Western world. I directly quoted this piece from their website, so try not to plagiarize, but it's a direct quote. It was in the time of Charlemagne, 742-814, that the French philosopher Arnaud introduced the mystical teachings into France, and from there they spread to much of Western Europe. Throughout medieval Europe, mystical knowledge was often necessarily couched in symbolism or disguised and hidden in the love songs of troubadours, the formularies of alchemists, the symbolical system known as the Kabbalah, and the rituals of orders of knighthood. Okay. All right, so now we're spreading more into the Western world, right? So now we're into France. Moving into the 1600s, we're bringing Sir Francis Bacon into this, all right? So supposedly, Sir Francis Bacon himself proposes a plan in the New Atlantis to send a colony of Rosicrucians to the New World and establish their practices. Now, I didn't...
With bacon.
Yes. Well, okay, and that I did not find the actual text that was printed in the New Atlantis, so I don't know that he specifically says anything about Rosicrucians. I'm guessing not, since they're supposed to be super top secret here. But the Rosicrucians claim that Sir Francis Bacon himself said, you guys are going over to the New World to set up shop, okay?
And that's how we got Kevin Bacon.
That's how we got Kevin Bacon, yes. Nailed it.
And the
So...
challenge you
yeah.
to do 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Francis Bacon. Was it Sir Francis or just Francis?
He was
Sir
a
Francis.
sir.
Huh?
Sir.
A sir, yes.
So
He's a sir.
now that there's the ultimate bacon challenge. 6 degrees of bacon to bacon.
Oh my god. Bacon.
Just double happiness.
Quadruple bacon. All right. So in 1694, on the Sierra Maria, the group of Rosicrucians land in America and set up shop first in Philadelphia. From there, they start making their way west. The Rosicrucian website also claims that the likes of Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin and Thomas Paine were part of the Rosicrucian community, and that there were even more influential figures who used their alchemical and social process in the creation of the United States as a nation. Okay.
They have a free ebook too, and a YouTube channel.
Yes, and I saw their fact sheet on LinkedIn.
What? Somebody needs to
Yeah.
have a conversation with you guys about what top secret actually means.
Yeah.
Also,
So
join our order link so we could all become
Rosicrucians. Yeah. So
Up here, and I'm like,
there's a guy we'll mention later that is kind of credited with making Rosicrucianism like mass market empire. Okay.
top
In the
secret
1900s.
empire.
Yes. In the 1900s. Yes. All right.
what a good business model.
So around the 1800s in America, there's kind of a dormant period for the Rosicrucians. Okay, it's pretty quiet, but they remain active in Europe. All right, so here, it comes up quicker than I thought. So in 1909, a dude named H. Spencer Lewis, he's a philosopher and businessman. He goes to France and is inducted into the Rosicrucian Order. And from there, they assign him the task of revising the Rosicrucian Order in the United States. So he sets up a headquarters in New York City in 1915, but then it's later moved to San Jose, California in 1927, where it still remains. Like the headquarters / temple is still in San Jose, California. And it lives
part of California.
the most top secret, yes. And it lives in the real life Rosicrucian Park out there.
The top secret part.
Yes, top secret. So you have to have a code word to get in. Not really.
The code word is Rosicrucian.
Yeah, and you have to spell it too.
I'm screwed.
Or it could be bacon.
Could be bacon.
All right, so here are some things you can find in Rosicrucian Park if you're interested. And they also have a website, rosicrucianpark.org. It's a little separate from the official rosicrucian.org website. All right, so here's what you can find. An Egyptian museum, a labyrinth, an alchemy exhibit and alchemy garden. I don't know what that means. A planetarium, and a research library. I don't know why they didn't give it a spicier name, but it's called Research Library. And if you're curious, they're currently accepting donations to build an alchemy museum. So, all right. Some more claims from the Rosicrucian website before we kind of move on here. So the Rosicrucian website claims a multitude of prominent figures were in their order, some of them including Edith Piaf, Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton,
Kevin Bacon?
Rene. I didn't see him in the list, unfortunately. Rene Descartes, John of the Cross. If people don't know who John of the Cross is, because I didn't, he was a Spanish priest and a major figure in Counter-Reformation. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, who was a physician, theologian, and occult writer. And then Ella Wheeler Wilcox, and people probably know her, but just in case, she's an American author. Okay, among many others.
Cornelius anymore. It's a cool name.
That's a Cornholio. That's what I think of. So that's probably why people don't know that.
Listeners, name your future children Cornelius. Let's get it back into the mainstream.
Man, I concur. Cornelius. Well, just probably when they get old enough, they'll go by like Lewis, something boring like that.
Mm-hmm. I like the name Heinrich.
Oh, I love the name Heinrich. It's German Henry.
Mm-hmm.
The name of my youngest son.
Yeah. Okay. So we've heard a lot from the Rosicrucian website, some pretty big claims here. So when did people actually start talking about Rosicrucianism? So not until the 17th century, so the 1600s. So between 1610 and 1617, 3 manifestos drop onto the scene in Europe. So these were published in Europe outlining the Rosicrucian principles. So before this, it really doesn't seem like people had ever heard of this. Their Rosicrucian was not on anybody's lips at this time.
Principle number 1, don't talk of Rosicrucian.
Yes, exactly. So it kind of begs the question, was it a super secret order, or was a dude just like, it would be fun, let's make up my own secret society?
Maybe it's a semi-secret order.
All right, so Chris, were you going to say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was saying, I mean, maybe. You're all like James is all into the Masons and their secret. Maybe they're like the Masons. Well,
I'm not. It's not like I'm all into the Masons. I'm just really curious about the Masons.
Yeah, you want another secret.
Because, my whole theory, my whole pet tinfoil hat theory about the Masons is that there is no conspiracy whatsoever, and that is the conspiracy.
Yes.
Like, their conspiracy is to just, water a whole bunch of conspiracy theories to throw people off the fact that they're kind of boring.
Yeah, they're not really doing anything. They're getting together in a lodge and drink a beer and then going home. Yeah, maybe so.
Talking about the trade, things they done, built.
Yeah.
I wonder if Bob Vila was a Freemason.
A Mason? Good question. Wikipedia will know. All right, so let's get back to these manifestos here. All right, so the first to be published was the Fama Fraternitatis Rosicrucis, which means the fame of the Brotherhood of the Rosy Cross. So this manifesto describes the travels of one Father Brother CRC.
Father Brother?
Yes.
Dad Bro?
Yeah.
Yes. That's the best title ever. Father Bro?
Do you even Father Bro?
Do you even Father Bro?
Okay, so
he's my father, but he's also my bro.
Whoa. Y'all are cracking me up. Okay, so it follows this splendiferous travels of Father Brother CRC.
That's a book title I would read. The splendiferous
travels of Father Brother CRC.
Just that made me think of Will Ferrell when he was playing Lipton from Inside the Actors Studio. I'm thinking of a word, splendiferous. He said scrumptulescent journey of Father. There you go.
Sounds tasty. Okay, so his travels and how he founded this secret order. The second manifesto is named Confessio Fraternitatis. It's the confession of the Brotherhood of RC.
So principle number 1, don't tell anyone about the secret society. Principle number 2, tell everybody about the secret society.
No.
Yes.
Rule number 2 is also don't tell anybody about the secret society. That'd be rule number 2.
Sorry.
So you kind of hit the nail on the head here. Okay, so the second manifesto was a response to the general public's confusion over what the fuck this dude was talking about. And so attempted to clarify their secret order.
To the masses.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, just listen to Father Bro. Stop being confused.
Bro.
Okay,
it's
so
like secret, but it's not secret, okay?
What is so hard to get? So the secret brotherhood claimed to consist of alchemists and sages and promised to transform the arts, sciences, and religious, political, and intellectual landscapes of Europe. So people kind of got excited about it after the clarification. Okay, so the manifestos promised a universal reformation of mankind through a science built on esoteric truths of the ancient past. And I did pull that straight from Wikipedia again. So they claim to have remained hidden until the minds of men could handle, I guess, these insane topics. Like, they don't want to blow their minds too hard. So they're like, now is the time to emerge from the mists.
Now that we have enough bros.
Yes. All right. So,
Dad bros.
the dad bros. I just like feel like it's a divorced dad group.
Let's be honest. This is just for single fathers who got here going get together. Karate shoulders.
Okay, so in 1617, the third manifesto drops. All right, and it's called The Chemical Wedding of Christian Rosicrucian.
That wasn't an album that dropped.
It's not an album.
I mean, Chemical Wedding.
A
That is
manifesto.
totally an album.
Sounds like My Chemical Romance, but My Chemical Wedding. Okay, so The Chemical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz. So all three were published anonymously, but this third one is widely attributed to Johann Valentin Andre. And he was a German theologian and prominent member of the Protestant Utopian movement. And so just a note about the Protestant Utopian movement. Another direct quote from Wikipedia. I'm going to be doing this a lot. So the focus of this movement was the need for education and the encouragement of sciences as the key to national prosperity. But like many vaguely religious Renaissance movements at this time, the scientific ideas being promoted were often tinged with Hermeticism, occultism, and Neoplatonic concepts. So just to kind of give you a taste of what the utopian movement was that he was involved in.
Neoplatonic.
Mm-hmm. So this third manifesto is described as an allegoric romance. Okay, so the story is divided into 7 days and 7 journeys and recounts how Christian Rosenkreutz was invited to some castle full of miracles so that he could
That's
attend.
another book title. That's another book title. No. Some castle full of miracles. Part 1.
Yes. So that he could attend a royal wedding. I don't know who the royal family was. Hence, some castle
full of miracles like all the others.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, yawn. Yawn, right? Okay.
Bro,
a story we've heard 1,000 times. Father bro.
I'll tell you what a miracle was.
Bro, you're a miracle to me.
It's a miracle to marry off my daughter.
I was about to say, I'll tell you what a miracle was, is that my son finally got married. I didn't think anybody was going to take his damn ass. That's the damn miracle. That's where the miracle's happening. Whatever castle is having his fucking wedding. Dipshit sits on a couch all day. He was a music major. Music theater. What I get.
Oh, Christopher.
No offense to music theater majors. I actually have. You guys are awesome.
No offense to the rest of humanity either.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry.
No offense to castle owners.
It's any consolation.
Especially if those castles have miracles.
It's a miracle that I found somebody to marry me. Okay, so I'm the miracle right there.
You're a fucking gem, Chris. Stop.
Yeah, stop.
Okay. My abs hurt. Give me a workout. Okay, so this third manifesto inspired poets and alchemists alike. All right. It's generally interpreted as a set of initiation rituals, which included tests, purifications, death, resurrection, and ascension. So just chock
the
full.
resurrection test.
Yes, yes. So it's just like chock full of symbolism.
It's got to be like a washout course.
This is an occultist dream right here. They can make anything out of this.
Well, the thing is, and being all serious, you know, when you go through like so many different beliefs, there was always somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, like Osiris, Jesus.
It's classic.
Yeah, it's a very common.
I was so happy that I finally passed the resurrection course. It absolutely killed me.
Oh, but I'm bummed.
Heyo!
But you know what? You rised to the occasion. You rised to the challenge.
He is risen. Okay. All right. So this third manifesto follows this guy, Christian Rosenkreutz. So this dude is a mysterious figure. So some people say he's was a German noble in the 1300s. This is going to be a multi-parter. So if I find evidence of that, I'll let you guys know in the next one. But
Part 1, some castle of miracles.
Yes, part 1, some castle of miracles. That'll be the title of this episode. And then others thought that he could have been a doctor. So either way, the story goes
he could have been a doctor.
He could have been a doctor.
It could have been. I paid all the bills. I sent him to college. No, he got into Greek philosophy.
And alchemy, come on. So this
mixing Dawn and Dawn soap and baking soda is not alchemy. You embarrassment.
So either way, this enigmatic dude was credited with discovering and learning esoteric wisdom while on a pilgrimage in the Middle East, possibly learning from Sufi or Zoroastrian masters. So by discover, he doesn't mean he's not the first one. He just co-opted it from, another culture and brought it to the West.
As you do.
Yeah. All right. So when he got back to Europe, that's when he supposedly founded this mysterious brotherhood, and then all these manifestos dropped, right? Okay. So back to the third manifesto. So again, they're published anonymously, but the third one is attributed to this Johann guy, right? So in his posthumous autobiography that was published.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Posthumous autobiography? So
yes.
His spirit wrote it?
Yeah, his spirit wrote it.
Oh.
No, I think he wrote it and then it was published after he died.
Okay. Well, now that I'm dead, I got nothing better to do. Time to write my autobiography.
Whole new meaning.
Beyond.
Whole new meaning to the term ghostwriter. Ah, yes.
Oh.
Okay. I'm bad at this.
He failed the resurrection course, by the way.
He did, yeah. He literally wrote the book on it, but he did not pass it. Okay. So in that posthumous autobiography that he wrote as a ghost, he actually criticizes Rosicrucianism and basically says,
now that he's dead,
yeah,
it didn't resurrect like he's supposed to for the test. He's like, well, this is a bunch of baloney.
Those who can.
This isn't bacon. This is baloney.
Those who can do, those who can't teach.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. So he basically says the third manifesto was a bunch of adolescent dribble that he wrote when he was 16 and he made it up. It was like not anything to read into. So he claimed Rosicrucianism was a ludibrium, which is a parody, if you didn't know what that meant, because I didn't. But scholars of esotericism were like, nah, he didn't mean it. He just didn't want to get in trouble with the church or destroy his career. So Maybe true, maybe not. I don't know. So regardless of whether it was made up as a parody by Johann or not, the manifestos inspired Europe. Like it really sparked some interest in people, and particularly people in power. So they started getting more into esoteric, like learning about esoteric knowledge. Because during this time, you know, the promise of like spiritual transformation was just too tempting. So there was a lot of turmoil around religion and its institutions. We had religious wars going on. There was a scientific revolution that was trying to kick off. So this whole Rosicrucian manifesto thing was kind of exciting. All right. So the manifestos discuss principles of Rosicrucianism. I couldn't find the principles that were actually in those manifestos, so I'll keep digging on that for the next episode, and if I find them, we'll talk about them. But I did find 7 cosmic principles of Rosicrucianism on theosophy.wiki, but I think this is more their modern principles, okay? Not the original ones.
They're more guidelines, really.
Yeah. So we'll talk about these 7 cosmic principles. Yeah, they're just suggestions. And actually when I was looking at these, they related to or almost were exactly the same as what are called the 7 Hermetic principles, which I may pull in here to kind of help me explain some of these. So the 7 principles. Okay, so the first one is the principle of correspondence. So this principle is basically the general as above, so below idea, right? So whatever someone does here is reflected in the spiritual plane and vice versa. The second principle is the principle of law and order. So generally there's no such thing as chance or like uncaused happenings is how they put it. So there's an order to things, a regular sequence of procession in the universe. The third principle is the principle of vibration. And being a woo-woo girl, you hear vibration all the time, and James has done an episode on vibrating.
I swear, vibrate like coming up.
It does. So not only does matter continually vibrate, so too does the mental and spiritual planes of existence. The fourth principle is the principle of rhythm. So things occur in a regularly recurring motion. There's a certain timing to everything, which runs us into the fifth principle, which is the principle of cycles. So everything progresses in a circular direction, like the occult axiom, everything proceeds in circles. The sixth principle is the principle of polarity. So everything has its opposite. The 2 opposites are relative. They form a correlated unity and a balanced whole. Okay, this last one, I'm not sure I even understand, but I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna hop over to the Hermetic principles because it might help us. So the 7th principle is the principle of sex.
Seems simple enough.
Yeah, so this is a direct quote from theosophy.wiki. Sex is omnipresent and all pervasive in the universe.
True.
All creation is generation, and all generation proceeds from sex. So the 7th Hermetic principle is the principle of gender. So I feel like maybe these 2 were related. So the 7th principle states that all things have masculine and feminine qualities. So it's kind of different, but oh, sorry. This is from mindbodygreen.com. So I'm like literally reading from their website right now. So the sexes can be thought of as a physical manifestation of this principle. But as we're all coming to understand on an internal level, all of us hold both energies. Masculine and feminine energy exists in not only the physical plane, but the mental and spiritual plane as well. The unity of these two energies is essential for creation. And when one has a balance of both, they're better able to apply all the principles together for maximum benefit, which made more sense to me than
Maximum benefit.
maximum benefit, which makes more sense to me than the original like theosophy.wiki quote. So that's why I just kept up that Mind Body Green website to help me out a little bit. All right, so those are the 7 cosmic principles of Rosicrucianism. If you were curious, now you know.
One of them is sex.
Everybody wants to join now. They're like, Rosicrucian.org, you say? Suddenly I know how to spell it. Okay. So, here are some things that are interesting. Like, I'm kind of getting to the random facts section of this that I could find. So here are some of the things that Rosicrucians claim to be able to do. So this is what I wanted to know and wish that I could have found more information on. But the Rosicrucian website really doesn't say anything specific about what they can do. So this information comes from like the 17th century. So the Rosicrucians were rumored to have accomplished the transmutation of metals, so alchemy, the means of prolonging life, the knowledge to see and to hear what was occurring in distant places, so remote viewing, and the ability to detect secret and hidden objects. So that's what they claim to be able to do in the 17th century. Which, if that's what they're teaching at rosicrucian.org, I'm in.
See, I know this is BS because I watched Full Metal Alchemist. And the last thing you want to do is try to prolong life with alchemy. You don't do that.
Mm.
Well, I watched,
Something given, something taken, man.
I watched,
Oh,
watched Harry Potter, and the first one was kind of about alchemy. He was after that, philosopher's stone thingy. I don't know. Credit goes to J.K. Rowling. Please don't sue me.
Sorcerer's Stone. There we go. I was like, it's something. Philosopher's Stone is something that we should probably talk about at some point.
Yes.
Well, guys, in America, the title was The Sorcerer's Stone, but in England, it's actually called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
FYI,
He's full of fun facts.
Fun
He's
facts.
full of fun facts. All right. So let's go to the theories about who the Rosicrucians are. So, I mean, right now we know that Rosicrucian.org, like that is like a modern spin from H. Spencer Lewis, that guy that set up headquarters, right? So he's actually credited with making it like a mass market empire, like I said. And so I think that's where the Rosicrucian.org, like their school comes from and all that. So there are 4 theories about the Rosicrucians here. So the first one being the Rosicrucian Order did historically exist and advocated for Reformation in Europe, but that's kind of it, like just advocating for change from those manifestos. The second, this is a quote, direct quote from theosophy.wiki again. So lots of quotes. Sorry, everyone. So some Masonic brethren accept the historical existence of the Brotherhood of the Rose Cross and believe that it originated in medieval Europe as an outgrowth of alchemical speculation, and that Johann Valentin André, a German theologian, we already know, was the founder and might have reformed an existing society established by Sir Henry Cornelius Agrippa, aka Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, which we kind of mentioned previously. Some believe that Rosicrucians represented the first European invasion of Buddhist and Brahmin culture, and still others believe it was founded in Egypt during the philosophic supremacy of that empire. So that's the second. Do what? Put the bra and bra. Yeah, I think that was it. So the third theory is total denial of the existence of Rosicrucianism for obvious reasons. Andre came back and, well, posthumously came back and said, this is a bunch of bullshit that I made up. And then the fourth one, again, another direct quote. The fourth theory, which was popularized only after it had been espoused by Theosophy, asserts that the Rosicrucians actually possessed all the supernatural powers with which they were credited. So alchemy, prolonging life, remote viewing, that kind of stuff. According to this theory, the true Rosicrucian Brotherhood consisted of a limited number of highly developed adepts who possessed the secret of the Philosopher's Stone and knew the process of transmuting the base metals into gold, but taught that these were only allegorical terms concealing the true mystery of human regeneration through the transmutation of the base elements of man's lower nature into the gold of intellectual and spiritual realization.
Okay.
So, some other things that might warrant a part 2. Okay, so it's rumored that Rosicrucianism is associated with the Freemasons, which I guess I skipped a part here. Yeah, because I did mention that, but I didn't say it verbally in this podcast. So they're credited with like basically informing the Freemason society with their like principles and having an influence on the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They're also potentially accredited with gifting the Nazis with some esoteric beliefs and principles.
Oh, good.
So the Nazis were like, you know what, this sounds pretty good. Let's incorporate some of these things. And then also associated potentially to the Georgia Guidestones. So there are a lot of threads we can follow.
Georgia Guidestones?
Yes.
Are those like stones that help you find your way around Georgia?
No, they're very mysterious stones. They're not sure who actually built them, but the inscription said it was created by R.C. Christian. And one of the things that they got from these stones was that one of the goals of these Georgia Guidestones was to reduce the population to 500 million. So really sounds very Nazi adjacent. But to be continued. So that might be some threads we follow in part 2.
Nazi rocks.
Nazi rocks, yeah. So that is the Rosicrucian Order. I hope that all made sense because I felt like it was kind of going all over the place in a timeline there.
Perfect sense. Well, yeah. Completely locked,
So what do
locked in right here.
So what do you guys think? Was
I
it a
think-
real order?
I think part 1 is Some Castle of Miracles. Part 2, Chemical Wedding. We've got our series blooming already.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is a whole spin-off podcast on the Rosicrucian Order.
Hey man, I could create a great T-shirt. Big castle, rainbow, castle of miracles. Somewhere,
Mhm.
castle. Of
No,
miracles.
Some Castles.
Some castle of miracles.
So what do you guys think? Was it a real order or was it just made up?
I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
they've got a website.
Yeah.
So
they have a free ebook.
exactly, and they've got a park and a online community.
And
So it's Sir Francis Bacon.
Related to Kevin Bacon.
yeah, so they pretty much have Kevin Bacon, is what
Pretty much.
the takeaway is.
They have him. They got him.
They do. So
So maybe it's possible that in the 1600s it was made up, but then people just went ahead and were like, no, we're going to do this thing and went full throttle.
So you've heard it here, listeners. If you ever see Kevin Bacon, prod
He's a
him.
Rosicrucian.
Find out the truth.
if Kevin Bacon shows at my doorstep, one, I'm going to be super excited. even though he will, but if he looks really, really angry, you know, but if he shows up, he's gonna be like, "What the hell?" I'm gonna be like, "It was all them, Kevin,"
I'm gonna be like, worth it.
which is something he wants on his tombstone.
Worth
All right.
it.
Well, that was fun.
All right, cool. Well, if you stayed tuned through this whole episode, send us your personal stories. You know, if you're involved with the Rosicrucian Order, let us know how those classes are.
If you're
At
Kevin
little
Bacon,
Let
let us know.
you can email us at littlepodcastscorers@gmail.com. We're also taking donations if you feel so inclined. Thank you to our current donors. We love you dearly. Thank you for just listening. Please
Kevin Bacon, if you're listening,
share.
I'd like to donate.
Yes. Please.
What else?
Well,
Is that
it? I think if anything we've concluded from all these episodes is that it's very important to vibrate correctly,
Responsibly.
responsibly. So, Hell Ashtar.
Hail Ashtar. Oh, Christina's not going to do it this time.
No, I refuse.
She rejects it.
Somebody's
I'm a
vibrating
rebel.
the wrong direction. That's how you get lizard people.
Yep.
I'm going the
and
dark
shadow
side.
people.
I'm going
And
to harness the dark side and send the
might get
shadow
some
people to you.
Shadow lizard people.
My best buds. Just kidding. Don't come over here. Shadow people. I reject thee.
Unless it's like shadow
I'm pretty cute.
water.
All right. Let's end this. Let's put everybody out of their misery.
That's you.
Bye.